The genocide against the Tutsi took 1 million lives, 1/7 of the entire population. 2 million are believed to have participated in that crime. That is 2/7 of the population. Millions more returned home from a long exile, as another wave fled to neighbouring countries. In response to these traumatic events, Never Again Rwanda was founded.
The idea basically started with 3 of us during our days at the former National University of Rwanda.
There was an absence of dialogue among all the groups. That mistrust was just a bad thing at the university. It was preventing free dialogue and even honest dialogue among the university students.
We started with having these small debates because we thought debates is one way of creating a critical mind. It's one way of people developing freedom of expression. The activities grew from mere debates to youth peace camps, to regional debating competitions. Then in 2009, that's when we developed programs that had that strategic direction from the vision where sustainable peace and development is driven by critical and creative citizens. We came up with 4 program areas: governance and rights, peace building, socio-economic development, and research. The governance and rights is to engage citizens and young people to be involved in the decision-making process, to be involved in the policy formulation. Because at the end of the day, if the citizens are not involved in the decision making, then when those policies reach the ground, they want it will be like having wishes which don't match with the realities.
Never Again has already been establishing forums in districts. We believe that we will be giving a role to the citizens to participate more actively in governance, especially by contributing their views on some of the governance issues at the local level.
Kuko bifite ikintu bikubakamo. Icyambere bigukuramo hari ikintu cyo kwitinya. Umuntu agira akumva ko bavuga ikintu kashesheke nge nta kintu nakivugaho, akumva ko agomba kuvuga, akaba yajya hari agasobanura akavuga ikibazo cyo kumva ko cyumvikanye, hakaba nkaba ntavuga ngo ku mutima wanjye mfite icyo nigamye.
The society has been traumatized because of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, but also because of that legacy from the 1959 where people have been refugees, people have been dehumanized for all that time. So there was a necessity to at least incorporate a peace building program, hoping that through the activities of the peace building program, we can be able to build everlasting peace.
When someone faces the conflict, one of the consequences is isolation. This person tries to get his or her own place and just feels he can be there.
People who lost their beloved ones need to get justice and need to see that there is a guaranteed future for them and for their families.
Through peace dialogues, youth will heal, be active citizens, and the most important above it, will be able to address conflict through dialogue.
Within the peace building program, we came up with a summer institute called the Peace Building Institute with the theme, what can Rwanda teach the world?
One of the objectives of the Peacebuilding Institute is to bring together, people from all over the world. They can come together and learn from Rwanda's case. That way, they can be able to improve some of the systems in their respective communities, or better yet, be able to contribute to this peace-building process.
The history of this country, what it went through, is very similar to that of mine. So I've learned how really to overcome and how to move forward.
We'll never be able to fully understand why it happened, but what we can understand is that we can move forward and that we can progress, knowing how far they could fall and how far they've risen, and where Rwanda is now. And I think my biggest takeaway is hope.
The will of the Rwandan people is very strong. It kind of takes you aback how much progress has happened here and what that progress actually means. And it really made me evaluate a lot of things about myself, about my understanding of things like forgiveness, things like reconciliation, just trying to really understand what those two things mean.
The 1994 genocide against the Tutsis created regional instability. It wouldn't make sense to sit here and enjoy peace and stability when the genocide ideology is still going on in the region. So we've been able to also chip in with the Great Lakes program, whereby we have cross-border dialogues, we have cross-border debates, where citizens from these three countries, Rwanda, Burundi, and DRC, discuss on conflict, discuss on movement of people, discuss on land, and discuss on stereotypes, because stereotypes have also contributed to the conflict in this region for the last 20 years.
Duhura n'abantu ba Uvira, n'abantu ba Bujumbura, Kibitoki hariya, duhura Kibitoki. Ariko uwo munsi ngewe navuye mfite ubwoba, kuko baraduharabiritse, baharabika ubuyobozi bwacu, baradutuka, ngewe mvayo numva nsa nk'umuntu ugiye kubivamo. Ariko nyuma yaho uko twagiye dukora amaseminaire, uko twagiye dukora n'inama, ubu ngubu klima ubona ari sociale, ubona turahura tukabanza tugatera amabrage, tukagira gute, tukaganira, igitekerezo cyanjye bakacyakira, tukakidebataho, nawe yazana icyo tukakidebataho, hanyuma tugafata umurongo wo kugenderamo.
Maze kuba umunyamuryango baje kutwigisha cyane ku mibereho yo kubana neza n'abaturanyi, cyane ko nta nicyo dupfa. Ubwo bakomeje kuduha inyigisho bya bindi uko nafataga abakongomani, biza kugenda bimvamo, numva ko nimba umukongomani umwangiriye nabi atari bose muri rusange. Baza kutubwira ko tugomba kubisangiza na bagenzi bacu, abo tubana mu miryango aho duturuka. Nibwo naje kwegera mugenzi wanjye, nawe twaracuruzanyaga ariko agatinya kwambuka kubera ibyo byinshi yabashaga kumva, ngenda musobanurira uko batubwira.
It is always necessary to be talking from an informed point of view, to know what is happening on the ground, but also to have evidence of what is working, what is not working, and what is the reality on the ground.
We believe that by using a participatory action or research, people will own it, will see that what we are doing is not for certain people, but it's for the Rwandans, for people who will be involved in the groups, the focus group discussions. And the people will also get the chance to be part of that change that the organization is driving.
You engage each and everyone so that you can be able to have ideas that are sustainable, ideas that are based on the fact that more than one person has suggested how things should be done.
We believe that the prevention of genocide should consider all those aspects mentioned above. There's no single methodology which is working. It is a collective effort, it's a research. We continually try to understand why it happened and what actions can be done to prevent it. That's why you see Never Again now has many activities and programs which are not necessarily about Never Again or genocide itself, but which can be considered as positive actions to prevent genocide.